Join us, MrTruck.com, for truck reviews, trailer reviews, and accessory reviews. It's Ken with Mr. Truck, and we're doing another cool off-road review. And this is the 4Runner day. And we've got this new 2021. It is a four-wheel drive trail V6, I think it's called. It's not a TRD Pro, but it's got the same engine, the 4-liter, the 5-speed automatic, and this is Jacob. He is my main man for 4Runner information. This guy off-roads, but you can see what he does. He does crazy stuff.
Lots off to ride.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, this is really cool. Decent suspension, independent in the front, and then it's got 5-link on the back.
Yeah.
So it's really actually an off-road suspension that it has.
Designed very well.
Yeah. And it's body on frame. I love body on frame.
Oh yeah. No, body on frame is the only way to go.
Yeah. I think they're safer in accidents, but I don't know. They keep making these other ones with so many crash zones and airbags that they get by with about anything. They can take those little mini cars and make it fastly safe.
Oh yeah.
It blows my mind. 17, but let me check.
17-inch black alloys, I believe, was there. And they're specific for this model.
Yeah. Yeah, they're 17-inch dark gray alloy wheels. This is the only engine you can get in here, right? You can't get anything but the V6.
Yeah, you only can get the V6.
4-liter. It's been around a long time.
That's their most reliable engine, so why change it?
Yeah, that's what they do. They keep things forever. I mean, look, at the Tundra. It's been that way since, 2001 or 2,
Yep.
or whenever that was. And, Nissan does the same thing. Their Frontier, it's like 18 years old.
Yep. Same motor, and there's no reason to mess with it when it's reliable.
Oh, yeah, and I used to like that. Like in Lincoln Town Cars, I used to have those a long time ago in the 70s and the 80s. Those would stay, well, in the 80s when they switched. In the 70s before that, they'd go 10 years on a model.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the 80s, the best looking Lincoln Town Cars ever made, and they only went to, I think, 86, and they changed them to a balloon.
Yep.
All around. But yeah, and that's true. But they think competition's going to get ahead of them because they got a new facelift. Well, pickup trucks, a lot of that is done every 4 years, and that's awful soon. And then you got to see if the public likes it or don't like it. I mean, Chevy had a lot of flack on that 2019.
Yep.
And I didn't mind it at all. In the heavy duties, I didn't mind, but you had to get the right package. They needed chrome, the plastic ones in the heavy duty in 2020 just didn't catch my eye.
You look good in there, Jacob.
I got a feeling now. There's one wheel off the ground.
Wow, you're way off the ground. Oh, your front tire's locking up. I know what it is. It's the tires. Those aren't the best tires for this. Cool. That went right up that. That was probably a 20% grade or more. Holy cow, that's just about ready to, oh my gosh, we're bouncing off that back tire. Just about all I can handle. Wasn't that weird? The tire just bounced like a basketball. And now we just got to slide with the rocks. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't think these tires are grabbing much. They're not even all terrain or all season. I think they might be
Highway terrain.
Yeah, highway terrain. But you got the skills there, Jacob.
Oh yeah.
You know what you're doing. I have every confidence in you that we're not going to go end for end. I know.
I do most of the time.
That was too cool. Yep, we got the best shot right there.
Well, I like the front grille of the GMC over the Chevy, because it has the single weird looking light instead of the duals.
Yeah, that's really a traditional look that they kept it at.
Yeah.
Which is what they're trying to do to save their loyal customers. But you know, too, the half tons and those headlights, they're like those little squinty headlights on Camaros, and I like that. We call them the Roy Rogers, because that's how he always looked, squinted his eyes. But the rest of that, it's just a big giant mash, just like the new Tundras. They're just a giant wall sitting there, and people aren't liking them. But it's something new. It's like all that. It takes a while to get used to them.
Yep.
But so this you got rack and pinion, all about that. And this is a 5-speed, so it's not a whole lot different than what you own.
Not at all.
But it does have old chute handles on both sides and one up here. It's made for us old
driver
folks.
actually has a one up here.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, you can swing out of there. But what I like is the knobs. Let me run these with the camera, because it's old school and I'm old school, and when you've got these big knobs, and look how big they are, and they're easy to grab, easy to hold on to, and then you got little knobs above that, and then they got the buttons for navigation and stuff. But I like big knobs, because so much of this new stuff, I get in a new truck every weekend. If it's snowing or raining, trying to find the windshield wiper and all this other stuff, and you're trying to find the button to push. And when you're driving down the road, trying to push on a toggle switch or a button is really hard.
Yes, it is.
But a knob you can grab and hang on to it and get stuff done. So I like that. And it still has, it's manual shifting if you want.
Yep.
And I think it's got the sport mode down there, and then it's back button. That's for the rear window. And it's cool. It still has a tailgate. You roll the window down, and you got a tailgate. I like to have something to sit on. I don't always carry a chair with me, but it's nice to have tailgates.
Yeah, having the tailgate's the best part.
Yeah.
They've kept the roll down window since the first generation.
Oh yeah.
Through all the years.
Yeah. Yeah, and these have. It's people buy Toyota for the quality and how long they last.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about upsetting the next generation that doesn't like the way it looks or whatever it is. But
exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's the same old hard plastic we've seen for decades. So not a whole lot different. Let's see. It's got a lot of switches up there. You got sway control. You got A-track. And what's the other one say? That's downhill descent, isn't it?
Yep.
Whatever it says. Now the A-track, that's the transmission, right?
I believe so.
Is it kind of like, one of those is
I think it's the, it locks it out of automatic traction control.
Yeah, and then they have one thing.
Which I don't think you can do in high. I think you only can do it in 4 low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have something on the transmission. It's like a boost. What's that called? There's a boost button. It's almost like shifting down, because they don't have.
You can do that here though. You have to do it here, where you go into here. You drop it down in here.
Yeah, but there is a button you push that does that in the transmissions on the automatics.
Yeah,
maybe
overdrive lockout.
Yeah, they have another name for it, but it's similar. It almost works like tow haul mode.
Yeah.
And it'll shift down or lock a gear. It does one of those things. And these have actually done well for that part of the trailer. I pulled the trailer with it yesterday. I was 3,500 pounds on that flatbed low trail, but it's rated 5,000, which that's what a lot of people would do with side by sides and
exactly.
The boats and all that, the small boats, the jet skis.
Oh yeah. By the time you put a side by side and 2 ATVs, you're pretty close.
Yeah. But it's it's like low tech, not high tech. I'm sure there are some things. If you go through the screens, there's a lot of screens to look at and some adjustments and tire pressure and all that. And that I like. But the rest of it's kind of like old school. It's low tech, I would call it. But it's still mechanical, tilt and telescope.
What's nice is it has the automatic cruise control. So
yeah, adaptive cruise control. I love that.
Yeah.
And it's the 4-wheel drive. For a while there, I was looking at how the 4-wheel drive knob works, and I kept thinking that I had to line this white button up with the 4 and the low, and I don't. It was this one.
Nope.
So I was sitting there playing with it, couldn't figure out. I was in too high the whole time and didn't understand it. But oh well. But yeah, And you got the cup holders are offsets. You still have two in the middle and in the doors.
It's nice for that because then you don't have to worry about the driver getting stuck putting their hand on the cup.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yep, that does make sense. And it still has a USB port and a 12 volt. You know, people think it's a Tundra they're talking about. It only had like one, and maybe this does. I hope there's one in the middle, but there may not be. Then you got a separate button for the heater in the rear window and heater in the mirrors.
It does not like that.
So, yeah. So there's no locker for
No locker in this
No
one.
locker. Does the TRD Pro have a locker? The rear axle?
The TRD Pro will, yeah.
Yeah. I've had a few of those. I just don't remember how all equipped. All-weather floor liners.
And pretty well flexed out there.
That says a 40-quart removable cooler with a tie-down.
I saw
Did somebody steal that or what? Because it's not in here.
Yeah.
It must have left with the last guy. Yeah, it's active track. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. It has something to do with the transmission.
You could probably sense the you're coming down a hill and
Yeah.
it'll sense something behind the vehicle. It's pushing the vehicle.
Oh, yeah?
And it'll kick the transmission down.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Because I know they don't have tow haul mode, so that was a substitute for it.
Yeah.
However that works. That sounds cool. I explained that, I think, in the last Toyota one I did, but...
Because I think my dad's ZR2 has that option. You push a button
Yeah.
and it'll automatically sense the truck going down and it'll kick on the exhaust brake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's tow haul mode in those. Yeah. That's how that's supposed to work. Yeah, I gotta find out what happened to that 40-quart cooler. Yeah, the Yakima Load Warrior, that's awesome.
That's kind of cool. Comes with a basket.
Yeah. And this has the black badge overlays. Now, when they first came out with that, even if they had black Toyota lettering on the tailgate of the trucks, they charged you for it.
Oh yeah.
That was optional. Now we got 9.7 inches of ground clearance. Did you measure that? Did you see? Did you get into a hole that would be about that?
Yeah.
Did you clear it? Oh, that was.
Cleared it for sure.
And it's got 47.2 cubic feet behind the rear seat, and if you fold them down, you get 89.7.
There's quite a bit of room back there.
Yeah. So this doesn't even have a rear locker. I'm surprised. I thought these all came with that, but I guess I don't know.
It's just the TRD off-roads and pros.
Yeah. I suppose it's the $1,000 option. I don't know. 8-inch touchscreen. At least it's a touchscreen. That's high tech for these guys.
Yeah. Most everything's gone touchscreen except for now with the chip shortage. A lot of stuff isn't going to have it.
That's true. Yeah, it's got wheel locks. And it's got the door edge guard, which I always put that on my truck. Because you go to Walmart and somebody's always going to chip something on you.
Oh, yeah.
So I put that on mine. And in mine, I put it on when it wasn't quite hot enough. And one side's perfect, one side's bulging out. But
Oh yeah.
these are gray. They match the color.
Yep.
Which is cool.
That's nice.
It's got wheel locks for $80. Then they give you a $500 discount to keep it wild savings. All right, a switchback. Yeah. So since we don't have a rear locker, this is like a mild four-wheel drive package for sure. And that's what it's called.
Trail off-road.
Yeah.
It's perfect for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, because it's almost, trail V6 four-wheel trail. Yeah, and you know, these are the kind of trails you see Subarus on.
Yep.
Everybody else, I love Subaru. They have all those commercials like make them all you buy a Subaru, you can enjoy the outdoors.
Exactly.
And now I think I see Ford doing that with the Bronco. They're copying them on their commercials. See the great outdoors.
Yep.
But I don't know how far into the jungle you can get with an Outback. But what do I know?
I don't know. I've seen some Outbacks in some really stupid places.
Yeah. Well, when I was on a farm, my mail carriers all had those. Well, some of them did.
Yep.
So they can get around, on dirt roads and the snow and all that. Look at this cool, handy sliding tray in the back of this 4Runner. So yeah, grab one handle. There we go. There you go. Isn't that the coolest thing? That's how you haul stuff in the back. Of course, you want to tie it down. This side hooked over the edge.
And you may not have a trailer tug, but
when I see my cord, it has to go underneath the 4Runner. Never understood that. Makes it much easier for this plug to pull out. Whether it's dragging on weeds or something, or just bouncing down the road like mine did. Just bouncing down the road, but that just blows my mind. I had to put all this bungee cord on after I dragged it in the dirt for a while. It took a mile to shake this off. Got to get that fixed. Got to stick that up or run it out the bumper. It doesn't look that ugly. Anyway, that's just my opinion. The brake controller, which I told you didn't have a brake controller on it, so that's what I use. When I don't have one, I use the Current Eco. Goes to your phone. Echo, whatever it is. Anyway, and you know, I always, when I'm towing a trailer, I have the lights on. So if something like that does happen when you come unplugged, you know. So you don't ruin your plug and tear the end off or any of that other crap. So anyway, but we're towing this trailer. This is my Iron Bull tilt trailer. So anyway, this trailer weighs 4,500 pounds. This 4Runner is rated to tow 5,000 pounds. So I'm all within my rights. You know, the only thing wrong with this combination is I'm narrower than the trailer, which I really, you know, the trailer's 8.5 feet wide. So you're not going to be 8.5 feet wide. Even the dually's only 8 feet wide. But the narrower it is, the little less control you have. And I'm empty, so I don't have an unbalanced load or anything going like that. So it's doing okay, but I mean, you've got to watch what you're doing. It's not causing sway, it's not causing all these other things. And I could put a weight distributing hitch on it and control some sway, but an empty trailer, I didn't think I needed it, and I'm actually not required to by the owner's manual. Usually all that stuff starts at 5,000 pounds. Your brake controller starts like at 3,000 pounds in Colorado. California, I think it's 1,800 pounds or 1,500 pounds. So you gotta know your state laws. But anyway, I'm gonna show you that. But now I'm really just trying to, understand the handling of this 4Runner. I mean, it's not a towing vehicle necessarily. I mean, they do the tow rating on, so you can't haul your boat, your jet ski, or smaller campers kind of thing. So it can be a utility, because that's what these are, is SUV sport utility. And see what this rascal does. We squatted like 3 inches, so I probably could have put a weight distributing hitch on to eliminate some of that. But that's a lot of squat. Toyota's not known for being really level with the trailer. It doesn't matter what it is, Tacoma or whatever you're using. I'm not sure exactly why. I've seen the same thing happen with Nissan. But I would say 3 inches is a little excessive. And I could have eliminated that with a weight distributing hitch, so I can't totally blame Toyota. But, I mean, this is a utility vehicle, so it's supposed to do all-around things. And that's why I'm pulling a trailer. We'll see how it does. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not like super powerful, this 4-liter. This is, it's really, I really like these off-road. I was trying to buy one this year, and I used one, and I could not find the right deal. But everything's gone crazy this year as far as used vehicles. But it's got a 5-link rear suspension, and it's got independent in the front, so it's got a lot of characteristics for off-road. And I'm on these trails almost every weekend, and I see a lot of 4Runners up here, a lot of older 4Runners. That's what Jacob has. He has the first generation, so he'll tell you all about that tomorrow. But this is a very dependable vehicle. That's what Toyota's famous for. Anyway, this is just a V6 4x4 trail model. It's called. It's decent on the trail. If you just want to use this, a few times a year to pull a jet ski or a small camper, you're fine. You want to get a brake controller, you want it plugs in the back, or there's so many types of trailer brake controllers. You don't have to get one that you wire into the truck. This one here, you just plug it into the plug, and you plug in the cord to the plug, and it's all plugged in. It works fine. And then it runs off of your phone, so that's where your gain setting is, all that stuff, and your emergency button, your breakaway thing. So if you only want to hit the trailer brake like on ice or a bad curve or some sway issue, you can just push that button on your phone to control sway. So it's a handy little rascal, and it's one of the most convenient ones out there. Instead of wiring all the stuff in and everything else, there's a lot of good ones out there, and this is a pretty good one. So anyway, but acceleration is not super high because it's under 300 horsepower. So it's not one that I would think is going to fly in the mountains very well with a trailer. They do fine without a trailer, and I think that's more of what they're built for. They just do that trailer thing, so you have a few more options. That slides out. You
I had that for a while. I really like the rack on top of this Yakima. That is just so cool. I wish my truck had, but then I couldn't go through truck washers. They really. And I'm actually. This is amazing. There's times when I only got 7 miles to gallon pulling the trailer, but right now my average over all day long is 14.4, which is very good. So that's kind of surprising. It's a 5-speed. It's not like it's a 6-speed. We'll talk about that a little more tomorrow. But why are these guys the only ones left with a 5-speed? I mean, Ram's got 6 speeds on their trucks and 8 speeds. Everybody else has got 8, 9, and 10. So I guess I know exactly what it is. Just like the Tundra is finally coming out this fall, and that's how the Japanese philosophy is. They don't change models very often. They hold that money close to the vest. They don't do rebates. They don't do a lot of things that the American companies do, and they're right. They can do that. They do that. They want to keep the resale value up, and these do have an excellent resale value, and they got the reputation. So they're making money on these rascals. But and it's fairly quiet. It's not I don't hear any air leaks, so it's a good ride. But I mean, this is like me. It's old school. It's got these big giant knobs, which I like for wearing gloves or whatever. But it's real simple. The controls are as simple as it gets. It's not like you're gonna read your manual just before you can turn the radio on. It's all basic, simple ones that we had 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It does have a manual shifting if you want to do that with the automatic. It's got that power window. It's got a cool look. It looks macho, it looks muscular. This is all made in Japan.
Yeah, I think the Tacomas or the Tundras, I believe, are made in the U.S., but then all the 4Runners are still made in Japan for the most part.
Yeah, the Tundra's made in Texas. I can't remember if it's Arlington or if it's I can't remember, but I know they got a big plant down there. It was really top secret for years and years. They wouldn't allow journalists in there.
Oh yeah,
that was their big deal. And now they'll take tours through there. Yeah, the only problem I have with those is their seats are laying on the floor.
Yep.
There's no hip support at all.
Nope, none at all.
And that's all it would take to make those a great truck. But I mean, for I suppose small people, it's great. It's just the seat position is tough on me. And I'll be driving one next week, so I better get it figured out. You're gonna get a cushion. Pick me a cushion with me.
All right.
But I've had some of those small trucks before they were Tacomas.
My girlfriend has the first-gen Tacoma regular cab short bed, which is really rare in four-wheel drive, and I can't sit in that thing for more than an hour driving because it's just not comfortable at all.
Yeah, 4Runner. It's got 5 stars on side crash for both front seat and rear seat. Drops down frontal crash and the driver to 4. Overall is a 4. On your crash rating.
Probably go a little ways to see if we can find your camera.
Yeah, that would be really good. Unless a 4-wheeler guy's already grabbed it. So this one gets 19 in the highway miles per gallon according to the EPA, and 17 combined, 16 in the city. And what do you think the MSRP manufacturer suggested retail price is?
42?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I did send you a Maroni, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. It's $42,778.
I think I was playing on the Toyota website the other day and just playing with different options.
Yeah. Yeah, last year I had all TRD Pros. Tacoma to the Tundra, to the 4Runner. I mean, I really like the 4Runner. I really like it for an off-road vehicle. I mean, it's take the family up. I mean, yeah, the Wrangler's good. Now the Bronco's going to jump in it, but you know, 4Runner's going to have to step it up a little bit. But they've been competitive.
No, absolutely they have.
Some people keep them forever. Those first generations, they never get rid of them. They get 200,000 miles on them.
But even these, what's nice is you can daily drive it and go play for the weekend and go back to work the next morning.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And these are a great highway ride. You know, that's the Bronco. I mean, you know, the Bronco and the Wrangler, neither one of them would I say are great highway rides. I mean, they bounce a little too much and they shake, and that's part of it. But you know, people to afford those things are going to have to be a daily driver.
Oh yeah.
It's the only way you can make the payments work. But you know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. But I mean, they ride like a truck, and I'm a truck guy. I drive trucks all the time. My trucks don't ride that great. Oh, yeah. But I wouldn't expect a true off-roading vehicle to be any different.
Nope. So but I think the market for more of the Bronco and the what do you call it? The Jeep Wranglers are partake more towards off-roading.
Yeah,
like more bigger stuff where you can go over a large obstacle and not have to worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the market, and that's that market that's getting bigger and bigger.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why Chevy hasn't done anything in that area, but
they've done ZR2.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. The ZR2, and they're talking about coming out with a full-size one.
Yep.
So we'll see how that pans out. Ram's got the Rebel, and it's got the Power Wagon.
Yep.
And they'll do things like this. It's got the automatic bright lights and all that.
Yep.
So it's not totally bare bones.
No. Well, and it has the automatic cruise control and lane keep assist.
Yeah. And so the active and I think lane keep assist. A lot of those things is mandatory by the government.
Yeah.
And you know, just the seat belts, airbags, all that stuff, and then the trucks get it a couple years after the cars do.
Yep.
But lane keep assist. And the automatic one drives me insane. On some vehicles, you get anywhere near the line, and it actually steers you.
Yeah.
And oh man, I do not like that. I want to drive, not the computer.
Yeah, I've driven a Tesla and turned on the automatic driving, and I do not like it one bit.
Yeah.
I'd rather drive myself.
Oh yeah, I've been in some of those Cadillacs that do all that neat stuff, and they've got night vision, which is so cool.
Yep.
Yeah. And the son took the Land Rover and runs all over every place, all the national parks, and doing videos. Ken with Mr. Truck here with a really exciting trailer accessory. You know, trailer tires, it's a big deal. You got problems, especially 100-degree weather like we're having this year. You know, you're gonna blow tires, and the tires are gonna blow, take out your fender, take out your clearance lights, and then you're gonna sit there on the side of the road fixing your tire while your horses get hot. Sun coming down 100 degrees, no doors open and no fan. It's horrible. And I see it happen all the time, and so I go to Higher Ply Tires and I go to Tucson Tire Pressure Monitoring System. You see, we talked about this before. They got so many options. You can go with bands on the Alcoa wheels, that's such a small hole. You can go with the tire pressure monitoring where you have a valve stem and the relay below it, the transmitter. And then you can do the same transmitter on a band. And now the new one, I call them space balls, but they're actually tire pressure monitoring from Tucson ball sensors, like a ping pong ball. Rubber coated, and you put this in your tire. You crack open the bead, throw it in there, and it bounces around, goes right for a little while, and then once you get up to speed, it just sticks to wherever it's at. You know ahead of time what's going on. This gives you special alerts. Before, if the tire pressure is too high, it goes off, beeps and flashes. Too low, it beeps and flashes. And this will save you a lot of money. You know, the price of a tire will pay for one of these puppies. And why would you not want to know what's going on with your trailer tires?